Hello guys, this is a pre-market analysis of 8th of July. So the situation is not good and already GIFT Nifty is indicating a gap down of more than 200 points. So Nifty is going to open below 24,200 it looks like. So yesterday it closed at around 24,400. It touched 24,500. So everything was looking positive yesterday, but now it's going to open below that 24,230 level, which was supposed to be the support. So it's opening below that. And if break 24,170, then it can trigger a move to 24,000 also. But see, the bigger move, that 200 point, 220 point move is already given in the gap down itself. Then there may be a limited opportunity, because what we are seeing is when you get such a gap down, it is getting bought, and when you get such a gap up, it is getting sold also. So you're not getting follow-up moves. The momentum is not there. And if you look at the crude oil is also spiking by almost 5%. And this US markets have also was very negative yesterday. Nasdaq is 1% negative, and Dow and S&P is also negative. So looking at all the scenario, market is not going to again cross the 24,500. So yesterday when it touched the 24,500 and crossed the 24,500, and at least because of expiry move, they gave a 100-point dip to adjust the premiums. And we were expecting that today it may, close that levels, but it is now not going to happen anyway soon. So this is going to be a major hurdle. Now we are looking for market to go down unless there is some confirmation. So the issues, again, there was some attack on Strait of Hormuz. Right. Last day there were some in Iran, the funeral of previous supreme leader was conducted, and that point of time itself, I have told you, there was huge emotion from the side of Iranian citizens. So there were revenge slogans which were raised during the gathering, and that actually added pressure on Iranian government also. And yesterday we have seen that 2 tankers were attacked using drones, and according to UK Maritime Trade Operations, 3 additional merchant vessels also were attacked, and 2 were struck by unidentified projectiles, and 1 was hit by a drone. So Iran has not officially accepted the responsibility of the attack, but it definitely Iran won't, and Iran's position is very clear. Any commercial vehicle that's using these routes, and if it is not coordinated with Iran, should face that risk, and it is their area. So if it is not coordinated by Iran, then you will be facing the risk. That has been made very clear. And the US response to this is US Central Armed announced, Central Command in fact announced on X that it had launched a series of strikes on Iran, but no operational details of these were released. And the situation remains a developing story at this point of time, but it's definitely not good for the market. Trump also stated Iran should make a deal or US would finish its job. He's saying this from quite some time. And the US also revoked the temporary sanctions which is given to Iranian oil. The sanction waiver was there on Iranian oil, that is now revoked. So that is also not a good situation, and that's why the oil price might have spiked. So current situation, if you see, the funeral morning ceremonies are still going on, and the final burial is scheduled to be on Thursday. So domestic emotions in Iran, it will definitely be there. It is elevated, and that is also adding pressure on Iran, right? So that against going for a compromise and all those things. So all those things will come, because it have a lot to do with emotions of people also. Their supreme leader. So far, maybe people might have forgotten, but again, when this funeral ceremony is coming, large public gathering and everything is there, that emotions will come back, and that will definitely add pressure on the government also. Now, the market development, if you see, the direct US-Iran military escalation threat is now there, and that's definitely negative for the global risk sentiment, and positive. Not positive. In fact, the crude oil price is actually going up. So if you look at it, it's around 5% up yesterday. WTI, which was below 70, now it is above 72.5. Brent is, again, yesterday it was 70, now it's around 76, which is definitely not good. Apart from that, some semiconductor stocks are also facing problem. That there was a report yesterday that Chinese AI company DeepSeek is developing its own AI chips. So no more now they are relying on AI chips from Intel or Micron or AMD or SanDisk. So because of that, all these semiconductor stocks also came down almost 5 to 10%. And because of that, Nasdaq had a huge impact, minus 1.16%. S&P is around 0.45 and Dow Jones is around 0.25. But most importantly, VIX have increased 3.5%. That means fear started coming in the system, and VIX is now around 16 level. Let's see in our market also if VIX is going to rise. Otherwise, it was very tough for option buyers yesterday, last day, when VIX was around 11 level. So let's see if we get better opportunities now. So GIFT Nifty, now it's around 24,230 level. So that is the case, means it's going to be around 150 to 200 point gap down opening. 200 point gap down is what 24,230 level means. You consider at least 60 premium or 50 premium. So it should be 24,180 or 24,200 level. So it's around 200 point gap down. If you get a bounce, that is going to be a sell opportunity. Banking ADRs are negative, HDFC and ICICI is negative. So there is a fresh arbitrage, negative arbitrage you can see. But IT ADRs are positive. That is likely due to the short covering yesterday. IT was so good, 3% up. Infosys positive, Wipro is positive. So there is a positive arbitrage. Coming to institutional activity, FIIs were net buyers yesterday, 400 crore, and DIIs were net sellers, almost 400 crores. Option data, call open interest, it was expiry yesterday, so 35% call open interest unwinding, put open interest 50% unwinding. So previously put PCR, put call ratio was 1.33. Now more puts have unwound, calls less unwinding, and more addition also on the call side, like 24,500, 24,400 levels. So what happened is current PCR is 1.05, which is almost flat, which is neither bullish nor bearish. Now coming to monsoon, according to IMD data, actual rainfall is around 183.3 millimeter. Normal during this time is around 221. So there is as of now a deficit of 17%, which will have a huge impact on agriculture and will have an impact on the agricultural related products and its prices and the rural demand and everything. But earlier, a couple of weeks back, the deficit was around 38-40%, but now currently came down because last week we got some very good rainfall in Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, etc. So see, when agriculture productivity is coming down because of monsoon, we are heavily dependent on monsoon. So rural demand will come down because they won't get production, they won't have money, so the rural demand will come down. That affect FMCG, that affect the tractor companies, fertilizer companies, agriculture related stocks and everything. Overall demand also in the rural area especially will come down. So let's see, there are negatives, there are some positive also. Negatives like Iran tanker attacks, US launched strike on Iran, and US revoked Iranian oil sanction waiver negative. Oil prices up above 5%, and semiconductor sell-off in US, that is negative for IT. And US markets also closed negative. GIFT Nifty is showing a gap down of 150 to 200 points, which is again negative. Apart from that, some positive. Indian rupees posted its biggest single day gain in last 3 weeks. It's closed around 94.97 per dollar. And monsoon deficit is improved, which is actually a positive. FIIs remained buyers for a few consecutive days. That's also positive. So yesterday it was clearly an expiry play. Market opened, went 100 point up, closed 24,500, trapped some people again by closing that 24,500 and coming to 24,525, and then came the sell-off and closed at around 24,400. So even the 24,400 call sellers also got the benefit. So those who sold in the, if you were attending my live session yesterday, I was talking about I'm selling 24,400 call also, 24,450 call also, 24,500 call also. Okay, so anyway, now most important levels are 24,230, but it's opening below that, then it is going to be difficult. If 24,170 is broken, that's not good. And now 24,375 is going to be a very, very, very strong resistance, it looks like. So value area, 24,230 was the area, but now it is opening below that. And considering this sell-off, I think that's not a great level at this point of time. Option data also, maximum call OI is at 24,500. And then 24,400 it is coming. New call rating, again 24,400 it is there. That is the straddle people. Put side, maximum is at 24,200, and then maximum is at 24,000, which will act as a major support, and 24,200. So it's opening below 24,200. So 24,000 could be the major support. 24,500 is that is the 500 point range. If 24,000 is broken, 23,800. And to come to 24,000 first, they have to break 24,170 level. So today it is opening around 24,200. If they break 24,170, that's the most important level that you need to watch on. So keep all these levels in mind and trade responsibly. And if you would like to trade with me live during the sessions, you can get in touch with my team and you can talk to them and you can join the group. That's the live market mentoring program, not a call providing program. I take my trades and explain all those. You can watch all those trades and everything. So that's how I teach. Okay. So see you there. Thank you.